Welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. So this first meal we are making burgers. When I make my burgers, I like to dump all the meat into a bowl and then season and then mix it all together. I don't season the same way every time. I just kind of do what I'm feeling. But I have this little Cuisinart burger maker and I love it. I use it every time I make burgers. So I just kind of split it all up and make sure that all of my burgers are even. With this, we are also going to have some corn and tater tots. So I am just dumping some corn into a pot and I'm going to season the corn with salt, pepper, and then I also throw a couple pats of butter in there. And I just let that come to a boil until it is heated through. It's frozen, so it takes a minute, but I like to do that while my tater tots are cooking. I just throw the tater tots in the air fryer. Super simple and easy. I usually do 400 for like 15-20 minutes, just depending on how many I have. To make the burgers, I'm just going to put them in a dry skillet and simmer them on both sides until they get a good color. After they are at a good color, I will take some water and put a lid over it and basically just let them finish cooking through. They kind of steam through and it just makes it easier. And of course, I will use my meat thermometer to make sure they are cooked through to the safe temperature. To dress my burger, American cheese, always, every single time. It's the only way to make a burger. And I like to dress mine with ketchup, mayonnaise, and lettuce. And yeah, this dinner is super simple. It's one of my husband's favorites. He is definitely like a meat and potato kind of guy. So anytime we have hamburgers, he is super happy. And my kids love burger night as well. For the next dinner, I actually prepared my chicken a couple days ahead of time. So I made it in the crock pot and I just seasoned with some chicken and tomato bouillon. And I went ahead and threw in my can of Rotel, shredded that up with my hand mixer. And then we are to the actual night that I'm making this. I am making some rice in the Instant Pot. This is my absolute favorite way to make it. I just do equal parts rice and water, and then I'll add some bouillon or however I want to season it. And then I just cook it on high pressure for 5 minutes. I let it naturally release for 10, and then I'll do a quick release, and it is perfect rice every single time. So we are making Doritos chicken casserole. So I make this different every single time. And I know that everyone has their own way of making this, but I'm just going to put the chicken mixture that I made in the crock pot a couple days before directly into a pan. I'm going to add a can of cream of chicken and I'm just going to let that heat through while my rice is finishing up in the Instant Pot. After the rice comes out of the Instant Pot, I'm just going to add it to my chicken mixture. Make sure that it is all mixed very well. and then I'll top it with some cheese and some crushed up Doritos, and we are good to go. I serve this tonight with some cottage cheese on the side. Just a side note, my husband has been requesting more pork and steak meals. So if you guys have any really good recipes for pork and steak, let me know down below. I don't actually know how to cook either one of those because I don't like to eat pork and steak, but he's been complaining that I only cook chicken and beef. So I kind of want to cater to him a little bit. So if you guys have any good recipes, please let me know. Next, we are making Rotel Pasta. So I've got some sausage here. The Jimmy Dean hot sausage is our favorite. It's not spicy, but it just has really good flavor. So I'm just going to cook that through in my skillet, and then I'm going to cut up my Velveeta cheese. After my sausage was cooked through, I'm going to go ahead and add my rotel to the pot and then my cheese and just kind of let it melt through. I did add a little bit of milk and salt just to help the texture a little bit. And you're basically just making a cheese dip and then adding pasta. Definitely not the most healthy thing in the world, but my husband loved this and he took it to work the next day, and he's not a leftover guy. So if he's asking for leftovers, you know that it's good. To pretend like this dinner was healthy, I'm making some broccoli, just seasoning with salt, pepper, and a little bit of butter. And we had this on the side of our pasta. My kids love this. My husband loved it. And although it was a little bit spicy, everyone still loved it. And this has definitely become a family favorite. This next night, I am just making some pancakes. So super simple. I'm just following the directions on the back of the bag. I like to use the Krusteaz brand. Kelly's Corner actually says that this is what they use in restaurants, and I would have to agree because it is very delicious. And when I do my pancakes, I do measure the water, but sometimes I kind of just eyeball it until it gets to the texture that I need. And I always season with cinnamon, salt, and some vanilla, and it makes the best pancakes. I love them so much. I'm throwing some sausage links in the air fryer, and then I'm going to use my Dash pancake maker to make these pancakes. It makes the fluffiest and the perfect circular pancakes. And like I said, my kids love them, and this is the only way that I will ever make pancakes. When I make them in the skillet, like on the stove, I can never get them right, but this way to make pancakes is basically foolproof. So tonight is Thursday and we are having leftovers. So me and Brystal are both having Dorito casserole, broccoli, and cottage cheese. And then Rylea is having Dorito casserole, cottage cheese, and oranges. Liam is not here tonight. He's with his grandma, so I'm not making his plate. My husband should be home in about an hour, so I'm going to make him the pancakes, and then I'll probably fry up a couple eggs for him, and that will be his dinner.